Long, long ago, before iron met fire, before the first hut was built on the hill, there lived two powerful tribes on either side of the great river Niami. To the east lived the Azamana people. They were drummers, dreamers, and rain-callers. Their warriors moved like the wind, and their singers could make lions sleep. To the west lived the Skoromi people. They were builders, gold traders, and spirit talkers. Their warriors were as strong as elephants, and their drums could wake the ancestors. Now, between these two tribes stood something even more powerful than swords, spears, or sorcery: the talking drum of Niami. This drum was carved from the wood of the first tree that ever grew and wrapped in the skin of a leopard struck by lightning. It was said to be so powerful that when it beat, the earth held its breath. The drum could summon rain, chase away curses, and call spirits from the deepest holes of the earth. Both tribes had once shared the drum in peace. But peace, as the elders say, is like firewood. It burns fast if no one watches it. One misty morning, the Koromi high priest, Nanajumo, entered the sacred drum house and screamed so loudly that all the chickens in the village fainted. "The drum is gone," he cried. "Thieves, ghosts, or maybe the Zamana." The Koromi king, Kuntu the Bold, was furious. His beard shook like dry grass in a storm. "I want the Zamana chief here, or we go to war." Meanwhile, far across the river, the Zamana chief, Elder Zogby, was having a nap under his mango tree when a goat ran up and licked his face. Behind the goat came a messenger. "Chief, the Koromi are coming. They say we stole the talking drum." Zogby spat out his mango seed. "Us? Steal a drum that snores louder than a lion? Never." But the Koromi were already marching, painting their faces with ashes and singing war chants. The Zamana prepared too. They summoned their warriors, their hunters, and even the village trickster, a man with only one tooth and too many opinions. At the riverbank, the two armies met. Spears glinted in the sun. Drums pounded like angry hearts. King Kuntu roared, "Return the drum or taste fire." Chief Zogbe yelled back, "Search our lands first, then talk nonsense." Just as the first spear flew, the sky darkened. The sun vanished, the river bubbled like hot soup, and from the clouds came a sound. Boom, boom, boom. It was the talking drum, but no one was beating it. The drum floated down from the sky, spinning in the air, glowing red like coal, and angry as a thunder god. A voice echoed across the valley, deeper than mountains, louder than fear. "You want war over me. I left because you beat me too much." The people dropped their weapons. The drum continued. "For 100 years I served you, called rain, healed fevers, chased shadows. And what thanks did I get? Whack, whack, whack. Morning and night, even goats need rest." Everyone stared. A Koromi soldier fainted. A Zamana drummer wet himself. The drum wasn't finished. "You want war? Then face my army." Suddenly the trees twisted. Roots crawled like snakes. Giant termites stood on two legs and marched. A giant owl with burning eyes flew above. And worst of all, a walking yam, 7 feet tall with arms made of vines, stomped into the clearing. "I'm Yamogo the Cursed," it shouted. "Why am I in this story? Because I'm angry." The spirit army attacked. The Koromi ran screaming into the river. The Zamana climbed palm trees. One old man tried to escape by pretending to be a basket. In the chaos, the drum beat again. Boom! The soldiers froze. Boom! The spirits stopped. Boom! Silence. The drum floated high above, then spoke softly like a grandfather telling a story. "You want power without respect. You fight without thinking. You treat sacred things like toys. For this, you are cursed." It vanished in a cloud of smoke. When the sun returned, the Koromi and Zamana were left muddy, bruised, and ashamed. King Kuntu and Chief Zogbe met under the old baobab tree, with no guards, no drums, no pride left. Kuntu sighed. Perhaps we were foolish. Zogbe nodded. Even more foolish than the one-toothed trickster. They agreed to call a truce, not because one won, but because the drum taught them both a lesson. Never fight over what you don't understand. From that day on, both tribes built a shared temple for sacred things, and they swore to listen more, speak less, and never beat a drum unless it agrees. And sometimes, on quiet nights, when the moon is high and the wind whispers through the leaves, children say they can hear the talking drum laughing in the sky. The end. Moral of the story. The story teaches several moral lessons, but the main one is respect sacred things and each other, or you will suffer the consequences. Here are a few deeper lessons within the story. 1. Pride and assumptions lead to conflict. Both the Zamana and Koromi assumed the worst of each other without seeking the truth. Their pride and quick judgment nearly led to war. Morale. Don't let pride and assumptions lead you into foolish battles. 2. Power without respect is dangerous. The talking drum was powerful, but the tribes used it without gratitude or care. When sacred things are abused, they can turn against you. Moral. Respect the things and people that give you strength. 3. War often comes from misunderstanding. The whole conflict began with a missing drum and a wild accusation. Neither side stopped to ask why it disappeared. Moral. Always seek understanding before you fight. 4. Humor and humility can heal. Even in the chaos, funny moments like the talking yam reminded everyone not to take themselves too seriously. After the scare, the leaders could laugh, learn, and make peace. Moral. Sometimes laughter helps you see the truth. And so the tribes learned what many forget, that pride can start a war, but only wisdom can end one. Respect the sacred, and never beat a drum that hasn't agreed to dance. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more magical African tales brought to life. We've got many more coming your way, so stay tuned till we meet again. Bye, besties.